You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Love it. I don't know, though. I guess we got to start off from the very beginning. So if you're watching us recording live, we do record our programs live on Wednesday mornings, 10:30 a.m. here in Southern California. Go right on there. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. StreamYard.com/Facebook. You can put comments. You give StreamYard the authorization to tell us who you are. And you can put comments in there and make it an interactive show. We love to interact. And then when the program is broadcast on radio Sunday morning. And Sunday is National Whiskey Day. I don't know. Shouldn't that be a Saturday or a Friday or something so you recover on Sunday? I don't know about Whiskey Day. What's your favorite whiskey? I don't know. I used to be a bourbon drinker. I like vodka now. Is bourbon a whiskey? I don't know if bourbon's even considered a whiskey. Scotch, used to drink, what was it? Johnny Walker. My dad and I used to have Johnny Walker together. So we're looking at that one. I see it there. But having beaten anorexia, one of my favorites, I don't even know if we have a slide for this one, National Paella Day. I love paella. Have you ever had Spanish paella? Like a kind of a moistish rice. Make it with the seafood and some beef product or sausage in there. If I keep talking about this, Josh, I might have a problem. I might have to leave early today because I want to be able to talk about our program where you can actually pay off your house. I think the one that we're going to show today is 6.5 years to pay off all of your debts, including your mortgage. 6.5 years. We're going to talk about that today, but let's take a look and see what's going on in the world, what we've been. I have a lot of people that ask me this question. I was just at a conference a couple weeks ago and talking quite a bit at the conference about why do you do what you do? What's your driving force? And I talk about this all the time, and it's an interesting conversation. At least it's interesting to me. Maybe you don't find it interesting. Why do you do what you do? And I look back and, I was a youngster. I had very, very, very supportive parents. I was not a good athlete. You could probably tell by my size. I played catcher in baseball. They put me at, that was back in the day when, you could try and run over the catcher. Well, nobody tried that with me because not only did I block the plate, I covered the plate and part of the line as well. I mean, it's, I'm pretty oversized. So the bottom line here was, not a great athlete, but I was very, very supportive parents. And my best friend in the whole world was my dad. I don't know about you, if you have that kind of a relationship, but my dad supported me in every single thing that I did. and always told me, you can do whatever you want to do, just be the very best at it. And probably not to his great delight, what my joy was, I wanted to be, you'll never guess this one, never in a million years, doing a daily radio show, leading a lending team, being a liability advisor, having run businesses, started businesses, sold businesses. My childhood dream was to be a trash truck driver. Think about that one. How many people have ever had to, and that was in the day when you actually had to lift the trash cans. Nowadays they don't even touch the trash cans, right? They got that arm. Is it the same thing in Vegas, Josh? The arm sticks out and lifts up the trash can for you. Okay, well, when I was growing up, they didn't have that arm lifting up. You got out of the truck and go and dump it. I wanted to be a trash truck driver. My dad said, be the best one that there is. And cool. But it gave me the idea of, as I've grown, is just to help others be the best they could be, whatever that might be. And if you want to have a house, we've got a team of people that'll help you get a house. We've got all kinds of loan products. I study all of them. Right, I got certified as a veteran mortgage advisor. We're working on a liability advisor licensing right now. But the bottom line is just helping people become the best that they could be, whatever it is, helping achieve goals. And we really like that idea where we can help people get the best FICO scores they can possibly get the best loan programs. Team helps with that, getting the best ones that are possible, best ones you qualify for. Trying to dispel the myths of what the big media is telling people. Why? I don't know why they tell people what they tell people, but they constantly are misleading. And I share this one all the time because it is one that I'm passionate about, obviously, leading a lending team. All these folks that are telling people about these teaser interest rates. Why do they offer these teaser interest rates? Well, it's to get you to call. And then they can sell your data to somebody else. And we look at this data every day. In fact, if you'll look at our social channels, we'd share what the prior day's locking interest rates were on average. We get the data from a company, OBMMI, provides the data, and they show what the data was for 35. They have 35% market share. So 35 consumers, the actual locked rates with consumers for covering 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. And we show what these rates are all the time because we're trying to dispel the myths. And if you listen to our broadcast on Go Country or on any of our socials, you'll see us share this data every day. We talk about the national averages or the average lock loan. So again, I'm recording this on Wednesday morning for playing on Sunday morning. So if you look at our data that we're sharing on the 22nd of March, loans locked at 4.712%, regardless of what all the advertising says. The average loan, 30-year conforming rate nationwide, locked at 4.712%. 15-year was 3.752. So don't get caught up in the hype of what's going on in the marketplace. I don't want you to get caught in that because it's misleading. It's the idea, the intent of it is strictly for you to get you to call them. They sell your data, and then you get bombarded with phone calls. Not what I would say is pleasant. We talk about more credit repair all the time, getting your credit report accurate. I've shared with you, if you like getting lots and lots of junk mail, do absolutely nothing. You can change the station for the next 10 seconds, then come back. But if you don't want to get the junk mail, you don't want to get the credit card, the unsolicited credit card offers all the time, go and register on a regular basis, you, your spouse, everyone in your house, optoutprescreen.com, optoutprescreen.com. It gets you off of these lists. It's something called trigger leads. And I hate the trigger leads because I understand what they're doing. Again, they're just bombarding people with unsolicited information and credit cards. I think, my personal opinion, it's one of the easiest ways for identity theft. is by getting these unsolicited offers. I can't tell you, I get these, and even though I've signed up for optoutprescreen.com, I still get these things in the mail that are offering you qualify for a $30,000 loan. Do you get those? A lot of people are getting those stupid letters. Well, it's because they haven't gone to optoutprescreen.com to minimize those things. Now you go and you register for it if you want that service. And now you're going to get 50 other companies that are going to call you and want to give you theirs, or they're going to pull your data. But they send you these things in the mail, and they give out enough information to get you to call. And if somebody goes and steals some, I mean, I don't know about your neighborhood. Do you have porch pirates in your area? Right? You get all this stuff from Amazon or UPS or whoever's delivering to you, and somebody steals it off your porch. Well, they're doing the same thing out of the mailbox right now, especially because some people still like to get a paper tax refund check, or you get W-2s or 1099s or K-1s or any of these things. So it gives people, they go steal your mail and get this information. So if you want, and I suggest you want, go to rsridtheftbook.com, rsridtheftbook.com. And we're going to give you some data or a book that you can go and check out. And maybe it'll save you or a family member, loved one, friends, family, coworker from having your identity stolen. We talk about a lot of these things on Ron Siegel Radio, and it's just free tools that we give away. We like to give away as much as we can because that's our passion. We don't get paid to do a radio program here on Go Country. We really enjoy our affiliation with Go Country, giving you this information just because it's something that we like to do. Today, we're going to talk a lot about how do you get pay off a mortgage. And this is a very, very average family that we did this scenario for. $48,000 mortgage, couple of cars, couple of credit cards on a track to pay everything off in about 31 and a half years. Yes, we talk about the mortgage is like 28 and a half, but everything together, 31 and a half years. I'm going to actually show you how to do that in 6.4 years. When we come back, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. This spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity. We'll share that with you. And when to consider a cash out refinance, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Oh, you know something? I forgot. We've got quit claim versus warranty deed as well. We got a lot to cover today. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Now, here's the one thing I want to talk to you about in the Mortgage Minute today. Suitability versus eligibility. Suitability versus eligibility. We get so many people calling us and asking us about a 30-year fixed rate loan. And I'm going to share with you that is that the right product for you? Well, a lot of people, they say, well, that's the right product, Ron, because all I care about is the interest rate. Okay, so do you want the highest interest rate or do you want the lowest interest rate? I don't care. I just want the interest rate. What's the right product? So here's the issue. How long are you going to be in the property? Are you going to be in the property 3 years, 5 years, 25 years, 30 years? Is it a starter home, a move-up home, an investment property, a second home? There's going to be different answers for every one of these. I've even showed people where there are certain times where it's better for you to pay points to get the interest rate down. People think, there's no way I'm going to ever pay points, Ron. Well, why not? There are certain times that makes total sense because that's what the suitable item is for you. Yeah, you're eligible not to pay points. You're eligible to pay the fees, but is it what's smart? Who's sharing this with you? Who's watching out for the liabilities? You have a financial advisor. You should. Somebody helping you with your 401k, your IRA, maybe your investments, maybe your college fund, wedding fund, retirement fund. But which one of those has a higher balance than your mortgage? Which one of them has a higher balance than your real estate portfolio? You know that you can get the value of your property just by visiting rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com, and you can get a copy of or you can see what your value is of your property. Yes, we have the big public sites are shown on there. They're usually wrong. And there's a few others that are on there as well. But rsrhomescout.com, you can sign up and get a monthly message from us telling you what your property value is. Love it. It's just the way you can do things. What is your suitability for you? Is it smart for you to take money out of your property? Now, I told you before the break, we're going to talk about how to pay off your house in 6.4 years. Look at me and say, Ron, I can't do that. I don't make that much money. Well, you're working off the amortization table. If you understand how the amortization table works, you'll understand that in the first year of your mortgage, 70% of your payment is going to interest. 70%. Now, what if we could turn that around? Do you think you could pay off your property quicker by turning that around? We're going to talk about that in detail. It's just part of our desire, our goal, our mission on Ron Siegel Radio is helping people figure these things out. The suitability versus eligibility. When you go and get a 30-year fixed rate loan, right now we're talking to folks all over the state, all over the country about what's going on in the marketplace. What's going on? When is the recession coming? And I'm going to tell you, my opinion is yes, it is on the way. What's our indicator of a recession? Well, when you've got a upside down yield curve, I know that's technical, but right now we're at 0.28. When that goes down below zero, always indicates or almost always indicates a recession on the horizon. Very, very good indicator of a recession on the horizon. 1980, yes, it predicted it. 1981 or 82, it predicted it. 91, yeah, it predicted that one too. 85, 80, I missed the 84, 85. 2008, yeah, it predicts it all the time. So we're watching that. We know that it's on the way. If you're looking at a new loan right now, you want a 30-year loan, but do you really want to pay to have the interest rate fixed for 30 years? Well, you're paying extra money for that. If you go with a more suitable product, might be better for you. Now, when I say a more suitable product, why would I think there's a more suitable product? Well, Fannie Mae tells us that we keep your loans a little over 3 years. Regardless of what you tell me, I'm not that one, Ron, but on average, we keep our loan 3 years because life happens. You have a college, you want to do some remodeling at home. You have a wedding, a retirement, all these different things come up. Maybe you have a health issue. You need to pull some liquidity out of your property. All of those things happen. Life happens. So right now, if you've got a lot of debt on your books, if you've got credit card debt and car debt, all these different debts, and maybe even you want to do some home remodeling, here's the thought. Now's the perfect time to do it. You say, well, Ron, interest rates have gone way up. Yes, they have. But in a recession, they come down. And right now is the time to do that cash out refinance loan, or to consider it. It may not be right for you, but from a suitability standpoint, you might look at doing a cash out refi, do the things that you need to get done, get your property in order. And that way, again, a cash out refi, the rates are a little bit higher than a standard rate and term refi. Think about the strategy here, because no one else is sharing strategy with you. They just want to refinance you. So the idea here is you do that cash out refi now, wait about 12 months, especially if you're doing home improvements, and refinance or restructure your loan with a lower interest rate, which I forecast will happen generally it happens during a recession. Interest rates usually drop during a recession. So now's the time to be looking at that cash out refi. And maybe now you might even be able to, even though interest rates have gone up recently, you might even be able to do a cash out refi and have lower payments. Maybe it's the lower household debt. That's the only number that really matters, is what is your total household debt? How much are you having to pay to cover all of the different expenses? So the debt I'm going to talk to you about in this scenario today is actually $4,082 a month. So we've got a $2,736 mortgage. We've got $776 in auto loans, $569 in credit cards. The blended household interest rate is 4.1%. So even though they've got a 3.5 mortgage, their blended household interest rate is 4.1. Now, I shared with you in the last segment, if you were listening. If you weren't, sorry you missed it. But loans yesterday, that would be the 22nd of March, according to OBMMI, and those are calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They locked at 4.71%. Now, if you bought your house at say at 3.5, and you had mortgage insurance on top of that, and you look at your 4.1 as the blended household interest rate, you might be able to lock all these things together at a new loan, and the payment might still be about the same amount. Think about that concept, because lending, if you don't have a liability advisor, you're missing it. You need it. It's your biggest liability. It's your biggest asset. It's the biggest part of your overall financial portfolio, both sides of the balance sheet. And I've shared with you before, I used to be licensed at Merrill Lynch. I gave them all up because I want to be able to tell you exactly what I believe without those regulations. My belief is you've got to be looking at these things. It's very, very important. And I think we're gonna go to break a little bit early, because the next segment will be a little longer. And I want to go over a very, very in-depth analysis of how this exact family was able to get on track for a 6.4-year debt-free. They're going to be debt-free if they follow the plan by July of 2028. Totally debt-free, July 2028. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, it's the debt-free analysis. We'll also get into, where's my note here? I know we're going to talk a little bit about quitclaim versus warranty deed, and we're going to see if we can get into some of our other stories. You can reach me anytime off air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Find out everything you want to know about your property, the one that you're shopping for or the one that you already own. All the information is right there. No advertising. But you can set up your own searches anywhere in the country or the majority of the country, rsrhomescout.com. So we started talking before the break about a debt-free lifestyle. And what could you do with a debt-free lifestyle? Think about that. If you didn't have a mortgage payment starting in 6.4 years, July 2028, all your debts were paid off, totally debt-free by that time, what's it worth to you? Well, you have to understand math. You have to understand an amortization table. Not everybody does. But here's the issue. So with this particular family, I told you a little bit about them, but their debt service every single month, there's money just going away from them. So here's the story that we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go through all of it for you. So family has income, net income, $12,448 a month. They have total monthly debt of $4,082.79. Told you about that. Their living expenses, we put in $5,000 a month. That's food, entertainment, travel, fixing up their house, all of that. $5,000 a month. Utilities, that's all going into that same number, $5,000 a month. So by the time you take that $4,082, 32.8% of their income, living expenses of $5,000, 40.17% of their income, they've got extra discretionary money of $33,6521, 27.03% of their net income. What are we going to do with that? So here's what debt is costing. You have to understand that part. This month alone, this family is going to pay $1,776 just for interest. Never going to see that money again. Think about that. What if you could just put that $1,776 to work for you instead of the bank getting all that money? But again, let's go back and we're going to review the current situation because some people weren't listening to us in the last segment. Mortgage debt of $448,160. Other loans, $43,880. That's the cars. Revolving debt, $26,585. They don't have any student loans that we're worrying about. Total debt, money that you owe to one bank or another, one institution or another, $518,625. But you'll be paying a lot more than this if you stick with the bank's plan. What's their idea for you? On top of your current debt balance of $518,625.87, your bank's plan will have you spend an additional $296,596 in interest. You're paying 57% more than what you owe just in the interest, or 1.8 years worth of your entire income gone to just interest alone. Total repayment is going to be of that $518,000 debt, $815,222. $815,222. So with this special account, your savings account, your checking account, how about saving $230,957? Some people like saving that kind of money. Well, if that were the case, just on your home loan alone, that would mean your interest rate is 0.81%. Your effective interest rate, 0.81%. You would have paid $815,222. Following this system, you're going to pay $584,264. And yes, you're paying everything on time. We're not doing anything here that's gonna be nefarious. It's not like, oh, pay us the money and we're not going to pay your bills and negotiate them. No. That's not what we do. You're paying all your bills right on time. So by going from that $815 to $584, that's a reduction, massive reduction. So you're going to save 78%. Think about some of these numbers. The debt-free date, you want to see that? Well, I just told you, 6.4 years versus 31 and a half years. That means July 2028, debt-free. Wouldn't that be fun? Saving you a total of 25.1 years on your total debts, 25.1 years. It's not just paying off your debt. It's also about creating wealth. What are you going to do with that money? Imagine what you could do with the extra $4,082 you're currently spending on your debts each month. After you're debt-free in 6.4 years, what are you going to do with that money? What do you think? Well, you can put it into a savings account at 1%. Would not be smart, but you could do that. For 25.1 years, the time that you're saving on this, what do you think that money is going to look like after 25.1 years? Are you ready for this? $2,672,029.59. That's at 1%, compounding at 1%. Now, think about that concept. What if you did it at a little more than 1%? We've got a lot of good friends on the radio program that'll help you do that in significantly more return than that 1%. We say, well, Ron, okay, this sounds great. What's it going to cost me? How are you ready for this? $3,995. You could save an average of $29.99 per month. That's $230,957.97 of interest saved, averaged over your projected 6.4-year payoff for the one-time fee. Now, yes, a lot of people don't have $4,000 to lay out one time. How about $120 a month? Could do it that way, not a problem. It's available. So let's compare these things of what we've talked about. Option one, what your lender wants you to pay. Option two, using this specialized system. Interest under option one, your bank's way, $296,596. Under this new way, $69,633.70, including that $39.95 program fee. Total paid off debt, $518,000 under option one, same number under option two. Think about these things. Is there a lot of questions here? Interest savings for the bank's way, nothing. Under option two, you save $230,957. And 25.1 years. Which way do you think is better for you? Which way is better for your family? Throw that out there for you. Now, obviously, your numbers are not going to be the same as the numbers I just shared with you. That's a different family that we work with. What are your numbers going to be? I don't know. But if you want to know them, all you need to do is go to rsrnodebt.com, rsrnodebt.com. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We're going to give you a video on there and show you exactly how these numbers work. And in the upper right corner, after you fill out the little form, we're going to send you with the dashboard. We're going to send you an intake form. You got to give us your own personal information. No, I don't want your social security number and I don't want your date of birth. I don't want any of that kind of stuff. What I need to know is, how much is your mortgage? How much is your payment? When did you start it? What's the interest rate? All of your debts, cars, student loans, credit cards, you name it. Every kind of debt you have on there. If you don't own a home, it'll work for you too. If you have multiple homes, it might cost you a little bit more money depending upon how many homes you have, how many pieces of real estate. The program might cost a little bit more money, but We're going to do a custom scenario for you. You're going to fill out that form, and you're going to send it back to RJ at ronsiegelradio.com, RJ at ronsiegelradio.com. And again, how long is it going to take you to find out? What else do you have to do? I know it's Sunday morning and you got a busy day scheduled. So just write this down, rsrnodebt.com, rsrnodebt.com. Just write it down, or you can go to our website, or you can go to any of our social channels. We've got the information there. You can look all of this up and get all the data that you need to make an educated decision. That's why we say to you that we are liability advisors. Anybody can do a loan, right? There's loan officers all over the place. There's other radio shows that talk about lending. Who's the liability advisor? Who's watching that for you? Who's showing you how to pay off that 30-year loan in 6.4 years? July 2028. Could be you. Now, on top of all that, the $39.95, if it doesn't work for you, which it will, money back guarantee. Think about that part of it. So now what's the problem? What if you do this? Right? What if you do it? Be debt-free in 6.4 years, July 2028, save $230,000, average savings of about $29.99, $3,000 a year. Think about that. What could you do with that money? Maybe you'd be buying some investment properties and do this same process again with the investment properties. I know folks that are buying investment properties and they're cash flowing right away because they understand how this works. So every 2-3 years, they're buying another piece of investment property. Think about that concept. If you could buy a new piece of investment property every 3 years, next 10, 12 years, you're done. You don't have to work anymore, and you've got money coming in all the time. If they're all paid off, all the rent is your living expenses. That's your money to go to Cabo with or wherever you like to go. Look, I don't like to go to Mexico, maybe Hawaii for me. Josh likes to go to North Dakota in the winter. It's a little cold up there for me, but that's everybody. Everybody's got their own options, right? But think about the choices. What if you don't do it? Well, if you don't try it, you got nothing to gain. You're going to be making those payments for the next 31 and a half years, and you're not going to be retired in that short time period. You're not going to have the lifestyle that you want, maybe, that you dream about, that your husband or wife wants. Give your kids everything that they want. Think about these things. Cost you nothing for the education. All you have to do is go to rsrnodebt.com, rsrnodebt.com, fill out the form, watch the video, send us back that form, and you're off and running. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, gosh, we've still got a lot to go. Got a lot to cover. Spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity, when to consider a cash-out refi, and more. Oh, yeah, we're going to also talk about the quit claim versus warranty deed. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, and if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Better Outcomes segment today being brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. Well, we got that one. Got that one for you. We're gonna actually we're gonna let Josh play that for us for radio. But hey, that said, let's talk about real-time real estate. We did this a little bit earlier. We did a different real-time real estate segment, but I want to tell you about this spring and what it's presenting. Easy for me to say. Real-time real estate brought to you by area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Let's see, we've got this spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity is what we're, something this spring is going to be pretty amazing with what's going on right now, what we're still watching. And we did release our spring home buyers and home sellers guide. They are out. If you haven't got your copy, totally free from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com, or that's the home buyer's guide. Or you can go to rsrhsg.com to get the seller's guide. This spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity. If you're thinking of selling your house this year, timing is crucial. After all, you want to balance getting the most out of the sale of your current home and making the best investment when you buy your next one. If that's the case, you should know you may be able to get the best of both worlds today. Here are 4 reasons why this spring may be your golden window of opportunity. Number 1, the number of homes on the market is still low. Today's limited supply of houses for sale is putting sellers in the driver's seat. There are far more buyers in the market today than there are homes available. That means purchasers are eagerly waiting for your house. Listing your house now makes it the center of attention. And if you work with a real estate professional to price your house correctly, you can expect it to sell quickly and likely get multiple strong offers this season. Number 2, your equity is growing in record amounts. According to the most recent Homeowner Equity Insight report from CoreLogic, homeowners are sitting on record amounts of equity thanks to recent home price appreciation. The report finds that the average homeowner has gained $55,300 in equity over the past year. That's a national number, double that for California. That much equity can open doors for you to make a move. If you've been holding off on selling because you're worried about how rising prices will impact your next home search, rest assured your equity can help you fuel your move. It may be just what you need to cover a large portion, if not all, of the down payment on your next home. And don't forget, rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. You can get that home search going with no advertising. And it's all over the country. Got about 97% of the country covered with it. Number 3, mortgage rates are increasing. While it's true mortgage rates have already been climbing this year, current mortgage rates are still below what they've been in recent decades. In the 2000s, the average mortgage rate was 6.27%. In the 1990s, the average was 8.12%. For context, the current average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, according to Freddie Mac, is 3.85%. And while recent global uncertainty caused rates to dip slightly in the near term, experts project rates will rise in the months ahead. Doug Duncan, Senior Vice President and Chief Economist at Fannie Mae, says, quote, "For home buyers, we believe that borrowing costs will likely rise with increase in mortgage rates. When that happens, it'll cost you more to purchase your next home. That's why it's important to act now if you're ready to sell. Work with a trusted advisor to kickstart the process so you can take key steps to making your next purchase before rates climb further." Number 4, home prices are climbing too. Home prices have been skyrocketing in recent years because of the imbalance of supply and demand. And as long as that imbalance continues, so will the rise in home values. What does that mean for you? If you're selling so you can move into the home of your dreams or downsize into something that better suits your current needs, you have an opportunity to get ahead of the curve by leveraging your growing equity and purchasing your next home before prices climb higher. And once you make your purchase, You can find peace of mind in knowing ongoing home price appreciation is growing the value of your new investment, and you've got a fixed amount of cost for your living expense. I share this all the time. Whether you buy or rent, living indoors costs extra, right? There's people that don't want to live indoors. But if you want to live indoors, it costs extra. If you're renting, you're going to watch your rent continue to increase. If you have a fixed rate loan, your mortgage payment is going to stay the same over whatever the fixed period is. 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 30 years, whatever that number is. It stays the same. So inflation doesn't hit your living expense. Bottom line, if you want to win when you sell or when you buy, this spring could be your golden opportunity. Let's connect so you have the insights you need to take advantage of today's incredible seller's market. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com. I'm sorry, rsrhomescout.com. rsrhomescout.com. Thank goodness both of those links work. But rsrhomescout.com. As always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
I think I'll just call it a day.